What if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back from massive social media growth was not the algorithm or your niche or your content, but you? More specifically, the story you tell yourself about who you are. For years, I believed I was someone that was destined to not have more than a few thousand followers. I was just like, that wasn't me. That identity was holding my creative calling, my dream life, hostage. I detached from that old identity and found someone very extraordinary on the other side. In this video, I'm going to show you how to gaslight yourself in the best possible way, so you can shatter those limiting beliefs and unlock that social growth and impact that you are truly capable of. I used to feel small or ordinary at best because I didn't feel like I was destined for greatness. I thought I was just kind of supposed to be average, especially when it came to social media. And I reference this in the best possible way because I actually think social media is one of the best mirrors, like the most underrated self-improvement tool. I would just think to myself, I'm not supposed to have more than 1,500 followers. Like, that just isn't me. And this is your first hurdle to get around. How could you possibly be that creator if you don't believe you are that creator? This is what I mean when I say gaslight yourself. If your current reality is not serving you, reject that reality. Tell yourself it is not true, because you have this reality, right, where your old beliefs are and you likely are not living your dream life, but it's the one you're living. And then you have this reality, and it just kind of like sits on top of each other. If you can start rejecting who you currently are and start living as the version of you that's living this very close reality, that's living your dream life, that's when things open up. My turning point came very quietly. It was almost like, you know, in the movies when someone's like, it's an emergency situation and the other person's on the radio and like there's just a bunch of static and you really need to hear this message, but like only a word or two is coming through. That's what I felt like I got. Like, I had this static in my head of who I wasn't supposed to be, but I just heard this little snippet that said, you have to try. And in that moment, I decided who I was not going to be. I knew that I was not someone who doesn't try. And when I heard this little voice, I just felt a creative calling towards it, that I would be doing something wrong if I didn't try. So first, figure out who you don't want to be. That is the first step in gaslighting yourself. And then tell yourself you are not that person. I fully detached from that identity of like, I just am not this person, so I'm just not gonna even try. Like, I'm just not destined for that. Believe you are, because you are. Because you are doing yourself a huge disservice by listening to those old beliefs. When you do that, you shun your true essence, all of your gifts that you have been so divinely given in this life, away. You forget your power as a creator. So when I actually started trying, the signal became clearer. Like, the way to get through that static is to keep going, is to just pair action with it, right? Like, these things all kind of build on each other. You are in this old reality where you don't feel like you could be successful in this avenue of life. And then you start believing you are. So then you start creating. And now you're in creator mode. When I say creator mode, I don't just mean content creator mode. I mean co-creator of your universe mode. And now you're creating. And this is when your dial on your little radio, the static, starts getting tuned up. And this is the next part of gaslighting yourself, is start figuring out what beliefs you are holding on to that you can let go. And I'll actually challenge you to comment the belief that is not serving you anymore, that you know is that you are telling yourself and is not true and just weighs you down and causes more static in your head. Then you need to figure out what are the beliefs that this new dream life version of you holds. When you start creating, all of a sudden that gives you evidence to further gaslight yourself. It's almost like right now you get caught in this vicious cycle of like old beliefs, I can't do it, inaction because I believe I can't do it. And there's that vicious cycle. When you start creating and just faking it till you make it, like, I'm just gonna show up. I'm gonna show up because I know that my work is valuable. I know that my gifts are needed. You tap into another cycle, this cycle of creator momentum. And that's really what you need to start creating and to keep on creating. Even when the likes don't come pouring in and your content isn't resonating or the algorithm changes, whatever. It doesn't matter because you have beliefs about yourself that you are this person. If you do not have that, you are constantly working against yourself. You need to be on your team. When I started creating, I found that momentum. I found that clarity. It actually made my entire life, my entire career, make so much more sense of like what path I was on, the path that I was unknowingly walking. I became that person I said I could never be, using gifts that I have always had. This ordinary person became extraordinary. When I became creator, I grew an online community by 28,000 people that share some or all of my values and share this vision for the world that I have to some lesser or greater extent. And I unlocked this new income stream. And the people that I've been able to work with one-on-one for social media, like those moments are all just residual effects of me learning that I myself am extraordinary. And that came from literally gaslighting myself. The only way that I think I've really been able to do all of this and find something that feels so good is by showing up intentionally and authentically. Like, you gaslight yourself respectfully, if you know what I mean. Because your digital life and your real life reflect and amplify each other. If you put time into both, it becomes this singular identity, this thing that just feels good, that you flow in and out of. And your true essence loves to play in that. I am so grateful that I got myself here. I'm so grateful that I rejected my reality for a new one that better serves me and my gifts and my spirit. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like and subscribe. It really helps get this message to everyone that really needs it. And if you are a creator or a brand owner that's feeling stuck and doesn't feel like there's a way to make social feel good and it's holding you hostage, please reach out. You can book a strategy call at the link in my description. I do try to keep my 8-week coaching program very small and intentional so that way the right people with the right gifts can create this magical potion all together. But I would love to try to help you. So I will see you in the next video. Love you.